thank you for having me. I am Micheline Germanos. I graduated from iPEC in December 13. I am a leadership coach, so I work with leaders in individual coaching relationship. I work with teams as well. I love to do facilitation of leadership offsites. I write articles and I speak in conferences around topics that I'm fascinated about around leadership topics. It has been a journey. I am a computer science engineer by training, and I spent probably 26 years in the high-tech industry through probably every single job there, from R&D to marketing to sales. But one thing, I have always been fascinated by people, possibilities, and leadership topics. And I loved managing people, and this empathy and the need to build connection with people have been instrumental in becoming a coach as well. And finally, after dreaming of becoming a coach for 15 years, here I am now in my third year and so happy to have made the change. I work with leaders, people that look like what I used to be in corporation. Also, I have a couple of clients who are entrepreneurs and CEO of smaller companies. My typical client is a successful leader, a general manager, a vice president in a big company, or in a medium-sized company who is focused on becoming better at what they do, or thinking about what's next for them. I have clients who tell me, I've been doing this for 20 years, it has been fulfilling, but now I feel I need something else. And so we work together for a few months, sometimes 9 months, and boom, we nail what is the next thing for them, and that's great. Some of my clients want to leave a bigger legacy, and they're focused on having a bigger impact. Some of my clients have just recently been promoted to a bigger role, and they want to make sure that they're ready, they're developing skills. They all share one thing in common. They view coaching as a gift, as a place to be vulnerable, to learn, to have somebody that is a companion on, for some time, and helping them think through, getting them a different perspective, challenging them in a caring way. I would say none of my clients have come to coaching because they had to. They all chose to hire me as a coach, which make the relationship extremely rich and fulfilling for both of us, actually. What has been my success formula? I would say the basic thing, it might seem simple, but it's really being good at what I do. I love what I do. I don't feel I work. Even when I have several hours of coaching during my day, it fills me with energy. And that is very, very important. What has also been key is I did not start the day I graduated. I bring 20 plus years, 25 plus years of business experience in a complex corporate settings, which means that I have walked through the shoes of what my clients are dealing with. Chances high are I've dealt with what they have been going through and what we're working on. And so this creates even more possibilities for a higher empathy. I really know what they're being through. And I think this transpires in the way we work together. I also bring the business skills that come from running complex teams and running businesses. I know how to keep a to-do list. I know how to manage my time. My calendar is always up to date, and this has been a savior for me. I take meetings. The minute I schedule a meeting, it's in my calendar. And those are practical, small things that I have learned over the years and have been really, really helpful in my business as a coach. What I would also say is business development comes naturally to me. I've never had to make a cold sales call. I leverage my network, and happy customers make my business development easy because my clients refer me to new clients, which is delightful and very, very helpful as well. What drives me? First and foremost, the impact that I am having on others. It brings me joy. Those aha moments, those the sense when my clients move forward, when they make those decisions. And what I love as well is the ripple effect. As we know, coaching is changing the world one person at a time, right? And so when my clients come back and says, the thing that we worked on, I realized one of my direct reports is struggling with the same thing, and I was able to use what, we discovered together to help her or him. It is so exciting. It's really the ripple effect. It's fabulous. What I also love about being a coach is it is a self-development ongoing journey for myself. Last year I treated myself to 3 days of neuro leadership training from the Neuro Leadership Institute. This year I enrolled into the master coaching from iPEC, and it has been a great decision, and I love the continuous learning. I see this as a continuous personal development journey being a coach, and I love it. What drives me as well, I would say, is the one thing that I would really not want is the risk of becoming complacent. And what I love is challenging myself. I set personal goals every year. How many individual clients, how many group work, how many articles will I have published, how many speaking. I am working right now on setting up myself to do a TED Talk, and I will not rest until it's done. And I don't look at it, I like it because it allows me to challenge myself, but it's not, it doesn't become a burden. I love it because it's like a fun way to question, am I able to do more? Am I able to do better? And this drives me as well. Marie Curie, which is a woman that I admire extremely, said, nothing is to be feared. It is to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we can fear less. And I have this deep belief that awareness is absolutely key. What is the ELI debrief other than a journey, a mini journey towards insight and self-awareness, understanding those filters that hold us back, understanding what propels us. And so that's also why I have been in a Freudian psychoanalysis for the last 12 years, because I believe that we can solve only what we have understood, even if it's not always easy. So that is my mantra: understanding, becoming aware. I have been dreaming of becoming a coach for 15 years. But somehow there was, on one hand, this fantasy, this secret, unfulfilled dream in my heart, and the real world, where I was this senior leader in the corporate, in a Fortune 500 or 100 company. And until I was able to see myself being a coach, until I was able to visualize what would my days look like, what would it be? What would I be doing? And believing that this was possible, until I was able to bring this from the fantasy realm to the reality of possibilities, there was no way for me to move forward. And actually, I worked with a great coach who helped me realize what it would look like, what I would be doing, what would my days look like. And once I believed that I was able to see Micheline as a coach, I was able to take the next action, which was to identify a coaching training and certification and enrolling into the iPEC program, which was the practical step to get me closer to my dream. The second breakthrough is not one that I would have anticipated, which is, so the past 20 years, being a mother of 2 sons, traveling for my work, I had to be extremely productive every minute of my long working hours. And so suddenly I was less busy. And I realized that I had to work to stop connecting my sense of self-worth to what I was producing. I had to redefine my relationship to time and be okay with being less busy. It took me several months. You do not undo years of training yourself to be productive every hour, every minute of your day. to suddenly be okay with running on your elliptical at 10 a.m. in the morning and not feeling guilty about it. So that was an important other breakthrough, which I believe, you know, coaches who come from the corporate world will probably also face, like me, and just accept that it takes time to unwind and create different relationship with time. That's what I had to do, to reinvent my relationship to time, actually. What I would say is, first and foremost, believe in yourself. I believe that until we believe in ourselves, nothing can happen. But once we believe in ourselves, we can almost do anything with work and determination. It might not be easy, but becomes possible. And I would say, look into, you know, for people, for coaches who are still, you know, training or have not jumped fully, what can you learn in your current role? That was something extremely useful for me. Is I learned many things around the leadership agenda, the people agenda from my previous roles, and they have proved extremely helpful to me. So look into what is becoming possible, and then believe that you can make it. And yes, it will take work, but it's joyful work, right? Because this is what you want to do. And as I said, I believe everything is possible once we really want it and when we believe that we can get what we want.